I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I got up a little early, so I took the liberty of milking your cow for you.
We don't have a cow. We have a bull.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. That's right. What you see on your screen is Kari Lake milking a cow. This is the Iowa State Fair. If you are not familiar, let me educate you. This is the Iowa State Fair in Iowa every single year, but especially in presidential cycles. The candidates from every party goes to the Iowa State Fair to engage in some pressing of the flesh and some pressing of the milk. Here, you milk cows, you see butter sculptures, you eat pork chops on sticks, and all manner of food that should probably be illegal because it's so unhealthy. It is a wild and a very, very entertaining time, and it's always a good time for the candidates to take questions from various people in the audience, farmers, salt of the earth, Iowans, and regular folk. It's a great time for them to interact, and you get to really see what people are made of. And Kari Lake is all up in this cow's business. She is milking this cow. Here's another good photo of Kari Lake having a good time. She did the job. She did it great. But what really made news, what went absolutely thermonuclear, was this short clip that we tweeted out yesterday of Kari Lake talking to the New York Times and the Washington Post. Man, holy cannoli. You got millions of views, 5 million views on this thing, 25,000 retweets, 100,000+ likes. What did Kari Lake say? Well, Kari Lake said, you know, there are only two genders, right? To a New York Times reporter. The New York Times reporter shrugs, and then Kari Lake has a challenge, says to the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post, why don't you try and milk a bull sometime?
One of you's from the New York Times. You know there's only two genders, right? There's only two genders, and they know that in Iowa. I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
Okay. So you got Kari Lake ripping the press. She's really good at this. This is something that I think was such a crime against our country, against our movement, that Kari Lake didn't get a chance to do this from the Arizona governor's office yet. God ain't done with Kari Lake yet. Putting woke out to pasture, Kari Lake milks a cow at the Iowa State Fair and then proves that there are two genders because you can't do the same with a bull. You try and milk a bull. Kari Lake is acting as a Trump surrogate at the Iowa State Fair, clearly having a great time roasting the press. And what would any Kari Lake read be without talking about Kari Lake and her future plans? She does plan to run for Senate in Arizona. I can tell you I'm very close with some of Kari Lake's team. They are really strategizing how to make this work. It is a three-way battle between Kristen Sinema right now, who will run as an independent. She left the Democrat Party. Kari Lake, who will run, of course, as a Republican. And then there's going to be a candidate running to the left of her, candidate running for Democrat Party. And so you're going to have some big movement there in Arizona. Will we see more moments like this from Kari Lake? We certainly hope so. Kari Lake roasting the press, as is her job, as is her specialty.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Counting off in CNN.
You don't have a mask on anymore. What's going
We're
on?
outside. Do you have a minute to
Well,
chat?
we're 6 feet apart.
Do you have a minute to chat?
I'll do an interview.
Okay.
As long as it airs on CNN+. Does that still exist? I didn't think so, because the people don't like what you guys are peddling, which is propaganda. Thank you.
That's involuntary servitude.
Boom. Okay. All right. We love that. So Kari Lake hitting all sides, getting the Washington Post, getting the New York Times, getting CNN. She's utterly fearless. Speaking of fearless, Donald Trump is at the Iowa State Fair doing laps in his plane above the Iowa State Fair, circling around and round as other candidates are speaking. There are these big forums at the State Fair. that the candidates go to inside of these barns, and they talk and they speak and they talk to voters and they take questions. I think the Iowa governor, her name's Kim Reynolds, and she's having like a fireside chat, right, where the candidates come in and they take questions. Well, Donald Trump, while other candidates are there taking questions, is out rolling above the state fair in his plane doing circles. You can't even write this. You wouldn't be able to write this into a script, into like a Hollywood script, because the producers would be like, no, there's no way a presidential candidate would ever have the balls to do that. No way. No, that would never happen. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Here you go. This is Ron DeSantis walking out to a chant of "We Love Trump." Obviously, Trump is polling really high in Iowa. I think Trump is in the like 40s or 50%. And then the candidates who would be number 1 and number 2 are trailing far behind. Ron DeSantis was met and greeted with chants of "We Love Trump."
Trump.
All right. And then flying above, not just Trump's plane, but another plane. Let's zoom in here. So this is one of these planes that trailed behind it a message. And what does that message say? Scrolling over here, "Be likable, Ron," with Ron DeSantis's logo there. So this is, again, a Trump troll. Trump's team is saying we do a little bit of trolling. On the ground, Donald Trump has landed, and the first footage of Donald Trump at the state fair is popping out. We have Donald Trump effectively offering to buy everyone pork chop on a stick, which is a trap. Don't ever eat any of the fair food at the Iowa State Fair. That is rule number 1 for any politician. But Donald Trump is buying food for his supporters.
So they just keep going up.
Yeah, they've been going really good. It's been amazing. I don't think anyone has ever seen anything like it, and it's a great honor. And we have to cherish that honor, believe me. And you've been my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go. Let's get a good picture. Come on.
I got you. Thank you. Yeah.
Donald Trump getting mobbed there. There's he is with the pork chop on the stick.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. You gotta love it. A pork chop from the president.
Anything can happen at the Iowa State Fair, as you may or may not know. Literally anything can happen at the Iowa State Fair. Candidates can rap at the Iowa State Fair. Eminem. Now, you can argue whether this is smart or cringe or not, but Vivek Ramaswamy is rapping Eminem at the Iowa State Fair, having more fun than a presidential candidate should legally have. Enjoy, I guess.
Getting what he wrote down, the whole crowd loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking how everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes down.
All right.
There goes rabbit. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddy.
What do you think?
He's going back to these notes. He's going back to these notes. He's going back to these notes. He goes back to these notes. He's going back to these notes. He goes back to this
all right.
Back to the lab and get open soul rap. Better go catch it.
Does Vivek have bars? Yo, does Vivek got fire to spit? I'm telling you, anything can happen at the Iowa State Fair. Guys, this is wild times. We are here for it, and we're especially here for the Kari Lake content, the rapping, the pork chop, and all of it. It's your boy, Benny. This has been our update. Kari Lake is a straight savage. So is Donald Trump. No wonder they're on the same team. Please like, share, and subscribe. See ya.